Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to talk about my top 15 riffs that you should never play in front of a live crowd unless you're prepared to play the song, because they're going to be disappointed. Alright, today we're going to do something a little bit fun, a little bit outside the box for the channel, but I want to talk about what I feel are my 15 top riffs that you should never play in front of a live crowd, in between songs, when say your drummer's getting ready or your singer's getting a drink of water or something like that. Avoid playing riffs between songs, and especially avoid playing these riffs, because if you play one of these riffs, the crowd's going to latch onto it, and chances are your band doesn't know it, or you don't know the whole song, and you're just going to have a disappointed crowd. You've done it before. I do it all the time, and I'm making a personal commitment now to not play any weird riffs unless it's on the set list between songs. I don't care what kind of club it is, how big or small the show is. We got to get professional, guys. All right, the first lick I'm going to show you or talk about is this one right here. It needs no explanation, but I'm going to tell you what it is. It's Sweet Child of Mine. The minute you play that lick, the crowd's going to erupt. They're going to love it. And chances are your bass player doesn't know that bass line in the beginning of the song, or if he does kind of know it, it's going to be bad. And then secondly, your singer isn't going to know the lyrics, and they're not going to know the structure of the song. The structure of that song is so difficult, and they'll try to get through it, but just do me a favor, do us all a favor. Let's not play that song live. Not to mention we've all heard it 18 million times before, but people still love it. And if your singer can get up in that range that Axl Rose did back in the 80s, more power to him, but most people can't. All right, the next riff I'm going to talk about that you should never start live, and this goes for Tennessee, Alabama, a lot of the southern states, but do not do this. Yeah, it's fun to get that crowd reaction, but let's face it, you don't want to play that song. Your band doesn't want to play that song, and you better be prepared to play some fantastic guitar solos for a long, long time, because that song is full of solos, and they got to be great, and they got to be on point. So I say avoid it. Not to mention we're a little bit tired of that song as well. All right, the next song, we all love Metallica. Do not play this riff. Please just avoid it. Don't even go. Don't even tease it. Or that song is overplayed. It's fantastic, but it's overplayed, and the structure is quite complicated. Unless you've got a couple guitar players, let's just leave that one. Let's just leave that one for the jam room, just for fun, okay? Staying in the Metallica vein, avoid this one. I know right now it's trendy, it's popular, but do not. I'm not even going to do it. Please avoid Master of Puppets. That song is extremely complicated. Unless you've got two guitar players and you're willing to put in the hard work to do that middle part justice, and the harmony leads and the solo, you have no business even reading the name of that song or writing it on a set list. So please avoid Master of Puppets. All right, the next song I'm going to talk about is a little bit heavier, a little bit different. Some of you are like, what's that? Some of you are like, Marilyn Manson. I do this a lot when I play live. We have a lot of dead air sometimes between our songs due to technical problems or something weird, and then the drummer starts in, and then you play 30 seconds of it that sounds stupid. I'm just going to avoid doing that. I caution you, don't make the same mistakes that I've made in the past. Okay. We like Jimi Hendrix, right? Sometimes we got to play a song with a crybaby, and then you got that crybaby vibe going. I would caution you from doing this. The reason is it's really old, and no one's gonna know it, man. Your band isn't gonna know it. You know it because you're a guitar player, and you know Jimi Hendrix is fantastic, and we would love nothing more to play Voodoo Chile, but no one's gonna know it, man. And believe it or not, I don't think the crowd, other than maybe 2 guitar players out there, are gonna be like, dude, that's awesome. But if you're gonna do it, you gotta play it right, and it's gotta be on point. So that's another reason I say avoid it. Okay, in the Van Halen catalog, please try to avoid this one. Your singer's not going to know it. The bass player's not going to know it. And as much as we love Van Halen, certain Van Halen songs do not go over well live. There are some Van Halen songs that go over tremendously well. Unchained is not one of those for whatever reason, unless you're Van Halen. But I would caution you away from that song. Plus, there are some really tricky parts in the middle of that, and I would avoid it just because it's going to be a train wreck. Speaking about Van Halen, this lick is often very tempting to play in front of some people, and I've been guilty. So unless you're going to whip it out and your drummer's going to be able to do all that stuff, please avoid Hot for Teacher. For one reason, the solo part in the middle of that with all the drums and the guitar. Unless you've done your homework, please avoid Hot for Teacher. It's just going to be just a hot mess. All right. Let's talk about Black Sabbath. Black Sabbath tunes are fantastic, but the Black Sabbath tunes often have a format that's very hard to remember, and most singers don't remember or know Black Sabbath tunes. So unless you want to start this song and end it about a minute in, do not play this riff. People are going to get excited, then you're going to kick in. And that's about where it's going to stop. And then you're going to awkwardly go on to your next song. Another Ozzy song, or it's not a Sabbath tune, but it's an Ozzy tune, I would avoid. That's a great song to play live, but you got to make sure you know the solo, but you also have to make sure that your bass player knows what chords are underneath that guitar solo, because otherwise he's going to play something that's in the verse or the chorus, and it's not going to be right, and you're going to make yourself look bad. People are going to think it's your fault. They're going to think that you didn't know the part when, in fact, your band didn't. So if you're going to play something like Randy Rhoads, make sure your band's prepared to cover your butt on it so you can look good. Chances are they're not ready. All right, moving on to the next lick, we're going to go to Aerosmith. There's a really cool guitar solo at the end of that song. That's a difficult riff to play, and Steven Tyler's hard to pull off. Certain singers, I think, need to be avoided by front people unless they're really, really good and they can handle it. But that song is very wordy, and there's some key changes in it. So unless you're ready for it, Don't fire that lick up and think the band's going to join in and just know the song, because they will not. All right, these next two licks are licks that you just don't want to play because it's going to make you nauseous to play these licks and play these songs. But for some reason, the girls love them, so it's very tempting to play this lick just to feel the energy and get a few screams. But I would say avoid. At that point, they scream and they yell. Everybody starts singing it, and your band looks at you like, dude, we're not doing that song. And if they do decide to do it, you got to be prepared for that bridge part. If you don't know the bridge part, where it changes key and does a guitar solo, you're going to look like a fool. And I'm talking about the part where it goes. Then it changes. If you miss that part, you go from 0 to 0 in 1 second. So avoid Jessie's Girl. We don't like playing it. The crowd loves it. Unless they're tipping really well, don't tempt them with the lick unless you got the song down pat. The next one that is a crowd favorite that you should avoid tempting them with is... Yeah, my Sharona, it's a fun lick. It's kind of cool, but it really isn't cool. So that's all I'm going to say. Just don't tempt anybody with a My Sharona lick. All right. The next one is when you go to sound check and you're checking your guitar to make sure your delay is going and stuff. Sometimes you're tempted to go. Okay, first of all, unless your singer can scream the lyrics out like AC/DC, don't even play the lick. But people are going to expect to hear Back in Black, and you're not going to be able to deliver it. So unless you're really prepared, avoid it. All right, so the last lick I'm going to share with you is a heart lick, and the reason I'm going to share this with you is Ann Wilson, or is it Nancy Wilson? One of the Wilson girls, the singer, she sings like an angel, and most people cannot do it. Just like some guys can't do Journey. The Wilsons, man, the guitar parts in this song and the vocals are insane. So do not, I repeat, do not do. That's great. People are going to love it. They're going to expect it. And man, there's some complicated guitar parts in that, and the vocals are impossible. If there's any more licks that you can think of that you don't want to tempt audiences with during the show, please comment below. But these are the first 15 I could think of. It's unprofessional. It gets the crowd excited for something you can't deliver. And if your band starts to play these songs with you, chances are they're not going to know it. It's just going to make you look bad. So let's keep these riffs to the bedrooms, learn the entire songs, and work on them in band practice. If you get them down, then more power to you. Until next time, please like, comment, and subscribe. Peace out.